don't show any other presentations in the lineup here today. We'll go ahead and move on. All right, that brings us to public comment. Before we get into the meat of the order here, I'll say a couple of introductory things because Sam and Alex are here and are probably expecting that. So, I will anticipate, because I did see that you guys signed up, and that's good. So for many months now, we've gone through this exercise.
You block us twice for 2 weeks.
And we've gone through this exchange each time. And each time you go through your script. That is part of the script. That was almost on cue. That was fantastic. Typically, you go past your 2 minutes. More recently, you've scattered in a few outbursts, both before your 2 minutes and after your 2 minutes, certainly after your allotted time. And the thing is, it's very hard for me to come up with reasons that I want to give anybody a timeout from doing public comment. It's not what this building is about. It's not what this room is about. It is. So at this point, Alex, that is an outburst. Alex, if you would please take your seat. If you are not able to take your seat, please sit down. Please sit down. Thank you. I'm almost done. Then we'll get to the public comment part, and you'll get your time on camera. It'll be just fine. The freedom to comment and to participate is really, again, what this building, what this room, what the process that we're all engaged in is about. It's what self-government is about. It's what you and council members, all of us, engage in, whether it's at an evening public meeting, whether it's here at a public hearing, whether it is at a coffee chat out at High Point. Public engagement is what we're all involved with. You all are here in the middle of the afternoon because you're engaged in civic government, and we appreciate that. I appreciate that. So speak if you want to speak today. It's great. Do what you do during your 2 minutes. Do your accusatory, indignant thing. It's part of the process. It's fine. But I need you to do it within the 2 minutes. I need you to not have outbursts before the 2 minutes. I need you to not have outbursts after the 2 minutes. And at this point, we will be beginning and engaged in doing an update of the council's rules regarding public comment. The clerk's office will be engaged in making recommendations to the council regarding public comment rules. Those amendments will make it clear that repeated noncompliance with council rules for public comment may result then in a temporary suspension from future public comment. Those amendments will also include predetermined times for those suspensions. So I'm particularly concerned that individuals refusing to leave the podium after their 2 minutes or arguing with the chair and speaking outside of their allotted time and thereby disrupting other speakers and council members disrupt the overall meeting and disrupt our ability to carry out the City Council's business. So I'll request that the City Clerk make sure that Mr. Zimeramn and Mr. Bolomio get notice of all of the work that's going to happen. We certainly want your input into the updated council rules. And we will go from there. So, Alex, thanks very much for sitting down. So we'll start with the first three speakers today. Ryan Agnew, Sam, followed by Alex, then Steve Sarich, and Arthur West.
Yeah, so first off, don't mention my name to the public. If you got a concern, email me, but don't have to go on public TV and berate me and act as though I'm the bad citizen when you're the one that collapsed our nation. So first off, 502 is right now people are having to worry about fighting their government. We are sending a strong message to the federal government. You guys will work on behalf to destroy what we have created as citizens. A new law. Why not have free market? Unless you're going to do tobacco and alcohol the same way, you shouldn't be taking away places that can cultivate, grow, and sell. This is ridiculous. You guys are a mafia. You want to make sure that they maintain the power at the federal level so the state controls us. So you guys are basically just the arm of an extension of a group of aristocrats that are destroying our nation. Is that legal to say? I hope it's legal to say because I've been interrupted enough times by you and you insulting me. This is worse than Nazi Germany. This is worse than communist Russia because by their constitution, they were allowed to screw us. But we stand up and we fought against the English and to get ourselves free and to get just new English aristocrats. But don't worry, we call them American aristocrats now. Don't mess with the 502 law and create more of a hassle. Bellingham, people went against their council and they cited Seattle, don't become Seattle. Yeah, you guys are sending a clear message, don't become Seattle. You guys are limiting us further and further. You're taking our voices, manipulating it, say, sorry, it's the process. We can't allow you to freely sell this. You can. You're creating the laws. You're the ones who are screwing us. Every single one of you, because no one's standing up. You guys are limiting our freedom of speech, talking about how you're going to change the rules and conduct in which we can talk at public comment. Why? You're afraid that you're going to be found out for being a criminal, that you're the one that collapsed the nation, that in 2008 it wasn't Texas or Alabama, but Washington State that failed as well, and Seattle is just in the mix as well. So by you changing the dialogue and telling us we have to stay within the confines of your dialogue limits the fact that you guys are screwing us and destroying the free market of America.
Vote for StandUP-America.
Alex, followed by Steve Sarich, then Arthur West.
And I represent StandUP-America. Marijuana, nothing different from alcohol or cigarette. You need to be a pure crook, bandito for stopping this. This is exactly what is you acting like organized criminal, like mafia. We have $100 billion market. In capitalism system, we have a black market for $100 billion. When people don't have money, government don't have money right now, it's a ton of taxes. We spend $30 billion for fighting with this. Sally Baksha, good example. She, a prosecutor for many years, more than 10 years for my understanding. How many people he put in jail? How many people Sally Baksha put in jail for smoking 1 gram of marijuana? No one civilized city has this. No one civilized country has this. $100 billion on their market. So what is we want right now? What is you open market? Same. Like before in the United States of America, very best country in the world. What is every immigrant in respect for last 500 years? Like before 39, open market to everything. It's America. So stop acting like a gangster, like a bandito. We need to stop doing this. So this aristocrat like you look this. It's financial statement from Sally Baker for election. She's a multimillionaire. How multimillionaire can respect and present 620,000 people? It's physically not possible. Her mentality is aristocratic mentality. And she's second generation, for my understanding, aristocrat. Second generation, what is I know, maybe this much deeper generation, what is we have right now. Aristocrat. So our proposition very simple. Vote for StandUP-America. We need to change this and clean this dirty freaking chamber. Stand up against this tyranny.
So, Alex, that is beyond your 2 minutes. We are approaching the 15-minute mark. That will be the end of our public comment. So my apologies. Steve Sarich will be our last speaker, and then we'll be moving on. Apologies to the folks who aren't getting a chance today.
Yes, I really hate to have to agree with them, but I think you're all criminals. I am disgusted on behalf of the medical cannabis community. You are coming out and calling us the gray market. You're saying that we need to abide by 502. The woman right there got up and lied, debate after debate with me, and said, I-502 is not going to affect the medical cannabis patients of Washington, and now you're going along with her. You're calling us the gray market when the governor, the crooked governor of this state, got up and lied. You've got the documents. You're going to all have the documents proving that the governor lied and that she caved in to the law enforcement lobby, to WASPIC, who told her what to veto and what not to veto because they did not want us licensed and regulated. And now you're coming back and blaming us for not being licensed and regulated? This is absolutely heinous. And you know what? We've got proof right now, and you're going to have that today too, that the Liquor Control Board is doing the same thing. They're meeting behind closed doors. They're already plotting with Jay Inslee to sectionally veto anything the Liquor Control Board comes up with as far as a new law. You now also have that we got secretly through the Department of Health that they are all the regulations that they're planning on with the Liquor Control Board, they are planning on ending medical marijuana. They're going to make it impossible for us to get authorizations. They're going to make it impossible for us to get medication. And you guys are cooperating with that? You guys are meeting behind closed doors and cooperating with that? You know, we're having to sue the Liquor Control Board because they're hiding records, because they're failing to follow the Open Public Meetings Act, that they're failing to follow SEPA. And you guys are going along with that? Well, let me tell you, you've declared war on the patients of the state of Washington and the patients of Seattle. And by God, the 4 of you are up for re-election. We're going to be gunning for you. And then the next election in 2015, we'll be gunning for the rest of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
StandUP-America.
On the 20th,
I think
30th
that
of
is
September,
the end
you guys
of public
met
comment
illegally
today.
behind closed doors and sent a letter. I'll be
could ask
suing
you
you
to
under
take
the
your
Open
seat,
Public
sir.
Meetings Act. The duty runs both
We are beyond public
ways.
comment, and if I could ask you to find your seat, please, or I'll be asking
I signed up. I
security.
drove up here from Olympia This is what these people are talking about. I don't
We
agree
are
with
at
what
the-
these people say. I agree with their message, though. The
Thank
city
you.
of Seattle doesn't want to hear from the public. It's been meeting
Thank you.
behind closed doors to set policy, and you're all a bunch of crooks.
Thank you. We'll be moving on now.
We hear you.
Adoption of the